very much. Thank you everyone for having me here today. I'm very honored to be first time in the region, so it's very exciting to learn about new cultures and hear about what's happening in the landscape here. I'd like to start with asking everyone to put your hand up in the air. And now I'm going to pose a question. Keep it up. And I would like to say, if you know anybody or any of your friends or family that doesn't have a smartphone and has WhatsApp and Facebook and LinkedIn and things like that, now put down your hand. If you don't know anybody, then keep your hand up. Oh, there's one or two. So you know people, or you don't use WhatsApp, Facebook, and things like that? No? Okay. Only one person in the room, two. Okay, so I think this says something about digitalization, and this is what I'm going to share with you today. The Cisco System Executive Chairman predicted that 40% of business will run out in the next 10 years if we're not moving to new technologies. So, digitalization and, making insurance as an industry digitally is very important, and I think a lot of us has mentioned before as well. So let me bring you to an example in the other side of the world, to China. I'd like to show you a case of what digitalization looks like in that country, and I think it's very interesting example.
Order wonton soup and pay all within the same app. 3 years ago, it was not unheard of for them to bring bundles of cash to make big purchases like a house or a car. Today, the majority are going cashless. WeChat.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
scan.
2 cups of
Yes.
rice, right? Okay. So what's the smallest thing that you've ever bought with WeChat Pay?
A fire later. In the convenience store, it just costs 0.5 yen.
So what's the biggest thing then, the most expensive thing that you spent using WeChat Pay?
Bills of medicines. When I went to the hospital, I used WeChat Pay to pay for the bill. You were sick, you want to go to the hospital to see a doctor, make an appointment. You can choose the department that you want to go to and which doctor you want to see. You just need to go to the doctor and show him the information on your phone.
Wow, that's fast.
Yes.
So, wow.
And
The whole menu is here. Okay, let's just try to order something.
convert,
Confirm.
deliver the order.
So deliver the order.
And
That's it.
it's the mini cake.
Mini cake.
Yes.
So with this example, I want to show you that how digitalization or making insurance as part of this digital channel is very important going forward. I hear that digital money or mobile insurance, or what we call insurance distributed through mobile channel, is probably not big here yet, but I suppose you see that in other parts of the world, in Africa and Asia, particularly in China, that this is a new channel and it's exploding in the market as well. So today I'll speak a little bit about some examples that I see in inclusive insurance space that's being digitalization. Then let's go into a little bit of the context of what are we working with, what's our customer thinking about. And lastly, I'd like to share a little bit about the lessons I've learned working in inclusive insurance and what are the key trends in this space. We talk about mobile insurance. I would like to say that that's insurance distributed through mobile channels. So not covering for mobile, your mobile, actual mobile insurance, but distributing insurance through a mobile channel. Some statistics from a while back, but 2015, we're estimating a 1.5 to 3 billion people in the world that's open for this market. We're talking about a huge growth rate and very fast growth as well. The expected time to insure 1 million lives in mobile operations takes only 1 year, whereas in the conventional market or traditional market, it takes about 40 years to do that. So it's growing at very high speed, and it's something that I think as an insurance industry, we can't ignore. In penetration in emerging markets in particular, mobile subscribers are increasing at greater than 45%, whereas insurance, we're still talking about 2 to 15%. Growth rate, as I mentioned, is huge. Mobile insurance is about 100%, whereas mature insurance market is 2 to 4%. So we have a huge gap in the market where it could be filled by a distribution channel that is quite new to the insurance industry. Across the world, there's an estimation of 61 million policies that issued by mobile insurance right now. And of all of that, a lot of the people have never experienced insurance before. What I like to mention, though, that mobile insurance or mobile channel is not a quick fix at all. It can make a bad product worse. In a lot of market, if the product is not a good value, we're facing a lot of regulatory risk, we're facing a lot of systematic risk. So just because we can make something digital, just because we can get on a digital platform and distribute insurance, it doesn't always make sense and it doesn't always do good. So just because you have a product on a digital platform doesn't always have the winning formula. So now I'd like to take you to some interesting models that I find in the space in the inclusive insurance. Free-to-paid model, or try before you buy, we call it the freemium model. So across Africa and Asia, there's been a big market in distributing free insurance through telco companies. Telco pays for the free insurance for customers, and in order to gain loyalty. So they gain loyalty and gain revenue for the additional customer spending through giving a free product. The good thing about this model is that it goes to scale very quickly, because overnight someone is paying for free insurance, and so you're getting penetrations of millions of customers overnight. You also got an alignment of interest. Everyone's getting a win-win-win. The telco is getting loyalty from the customer, and some research indicates that if you do it right, the revenue increases through loyalty is greater than the premium that they pay, which is why they would invest in this investment. Of course, for the customer, you're getting free insurance, trying insurance for the first time, and insurers are also happy because they're getting premium. What is very difficult is that we notice that there's a limited product lifespan. So there's a limited time where this free insurance is going to last. The telcos are not going to be willing to pay forever for a free insurance for their customers. You have to try and convert these customers from free to pay within a set timing, and that is more of an art than science. We also know that we're working in a telco culture, so working in insurance where we talk about risk, where we talk about a lot of regulations. Telco has a different dynamic. So you're competing insurance against a lot of other products that's on the shelf, like ringtone, like lifestyle apps, free discount vouchers for food. So it's quite a different model as well. Here I've got an insurance product in Ghana where it started about 10 years ago. It has built a very different market in Africa, I think, because of these mobile insurance. And it's very simple. You dial a short code on your mobile, and basically 2-3 questions, you're insured already. And it's very simple. Like this advertisement, you're just dialing the code. I've got a video, but I think for sake of time, I don't think we've got that. So if you want to know more, come catch up with me later. The next model I wanted to mention is the value-added service bundling model. So we're seeing that insurance is packaged with a lot of other things now. With discount, for example, with hospital cash or simple health cover, you're bundling with telemedicine. You can call the doctor for 24 hours and you get discount on drugs and health tips. In the agriculture space, we're talking about, weather tips and other weather-related services that can be offered with insurance. And there we see that there is customer value, because apart from insurance, customers also are getting value from a lot of other channels, not just insurance. And let's just face it, insurance is probably not the most exciting item out of the package. And the second, but the problem is the product becomes much more complicated. Having a loan, having a telemedicine, having a lot of items in the package also confuses customers as well. This is a product we have seen, mHealth product in Bangladesh called Tonic. It's been offered by a telco there as well. And as you see from the advertisement, they have a 24/7 line for telemedicine. You can get cashback for different benefits through the app. And it's a comprehensive mobile insurance. This is a Kenyan one related to weather index. I think Dirk already mentioned that. I've got the exact same chart. So take a look when you have time in this product. I think it's been a very popular product that's been mentioned in this space. And what's in it for the telco? As I mentioned, there's a bit of alignment of interest. For telcos, they're interested in this because they can increase loyalty, they reduce churn rate, so people leaving their network and going to a different network. They're getting revenue, so from distributing insurance, they're also getting some sort of commission from the products. You're getting, increasing the competitiveness of your company. So offering a different offering from your competition, you're going to increase your customer stickiness as well. And why does the customer welcome it? I think in the inclusive insurance space, apart from the cost being much more affordable, these products typically is a lot cheaper than the conventional product we're talking about. I think the biggest factor is trust. And I think this is very important across any insurance product, that you have to have trust for the insurer to pay out. And if you're talking about mass market, most customers probably don't know about insurers, but they do know about telcos. And in some research, it shows that about 70% of the customers will say that they're willing to buy from a telco than from an insurer for an insurance product. And that is because telecom works and live in a culture where somebody picks up the phone, they ring, and you call somebody every day, it works. So there's a trust already. I mean, despite of, the bad services and sometimes it doesn't work, at least for a customer in the mass market, they actually know that the phone works and they know that there's somewhere to call. Whereas for an insurer, you don't have that daily interaction. So I think in any products that you ever come across in inclusive insurance or any market, the trust for a product is very important. It also increases accessibility, understanding. I think mobile insurance or inclusive insurance and digitalization has forced us to make the product much simpler in understanding. Imagine having, I don't know about policy documents here. I've seen, 10 pages of policy documents. Even as an actuary, I struggle to understand a lot of the things. So I think, think about a farmer, think about everyday people have no idea about insurance. They're looking at this 10-page document. How does that work? So mobile insurance, having forced these policy documents to be done in 3 SMS, you have to be very simple. You can't have a lot of exclusions. You have to explain very simply your products. And that's why I think how mobile insurance has come to do well. Of course, though, there is challenges in these initiatives. I think there is a problem, or there is a challenge in creating demand. So yes, we have all these products that's free on the market, but then how do we convince customers about paying for these products? Can we add value? Is it good enough value for customers? Do they stay long enough? How do we create sustainability in these type of products and the awareness? Development of meaningful products. So I think there's a lot of products out there in mobile channels that, because of this freemium model, it's probably of a lesser value in terms of loss ratios. We're seeing loss ratios of 10, 20%, so I'm not sure if customers are always understanding and claiming as well. And also, insurance distributed digitally is also a new way for customers. So there is a new a way of, you still need to overcome that challenge of, pitching insurance as part of a digital channel as well. So what's the context of inclusive insurance today? The topic is to insurance, what's the challenges that we're facing and what is it like? I think the reality is no one wakes up thinking about buying insurance. It's just not one of those products, and it's about future kind of products. So, you might wake up thinking about, I'm going to have a nice coffee over the road today, but I've never met anyone that says, today I'm going to buy an insurance product, I'm going to get my life insurance, and so excited about it. So it's just not a product like that. But I think the thing is, there is the other positive side is that there is a market that needs these things. You do wake up thinking about the risk that you face, particularly for mass market. You do worry about the risk that you face. But then again, there's the challenges. So, what if nothing happens? So how do I trust that today I pay for my premium, in the future that you will pay me back for the event that I face? We're talking about a population that probably doesn't have a lot of spare money in their pocket. They don't quite understand insurance. It's not very tangible. It's not physically that they can touch and understand what the service is. Low awareness and low trust. So how do we unlock the demand for mass market or inclusive insurance through digital channels? For me, I think the lesson learned is the context as to how to get a customer-centric product. Let me show this video. It's coming back to the WeChat story or the China story as to why it becomes so big. in China.
我们有一个传统，就是每年在新年开工的时候，会向我们的老板讨这个开工利是。那么之前呢，排长队去到老板的办公室里头去拿那个纸质的红包。到了14年的时候呢，大家就想着，哎，我们为什么不把这个开工利是变成一个电子版的？我们就开始去内部的去测，没想到效果特别好。然后呢，再慢慢的把这款产品放大到社会上。 我们为各行各业制定了能够怎么去应用移动支付这样的一个解决方案。在原来的支付的这个商业交易里面，你只是收到了我的那个钱，你对我一无所知。那有了移动支付以后，商户可以跟他的用户建立起一个关系。我下次有优惠，我告诉你，下次我就可以申 coupon。
So they actually have a lot of data about you, where you spend your money.
They can draw your personnel, for example. How much is your waist and how many girlfriends you have, where do you live. So they could use your data to do cross-marketing. For example, you buy a classic music and they will send you the coffee advertisement because according to our data mining, they're connected.
So the price for convenience is that the information.
Your privacy.
So I think this talks about the importance of how client value is very important. You know, in the WeChat case, they had a special context. They did a red pocket for Chinese people, which is very in the culturally accepted. And I think for me, technology is out there, but the human dimension behind the technology is much more important. It's really the human hands that's making these digitalization and these technology that's actually prevalent out there. I know today, you know, technology isn't innovating yet. It's the people that's innovating. So I think whatever we do within the digital space, insurance, any product, client value is key. And I think a few points that I think a lot of speakers already touched on, and for time's sake, there's a few things. Simple, you know, keeping insurance simple, keeping it accessible, and keeping a good client value. So there has to be a hook for the client for this product. It's not just going to happen overnight that you roll a product out and everyone's going to buy it. It's just not a product like that. I take an example that I did in the Southeast Asia, and we were looking at putting insurance products on a digital retail website, so the eBay or the Amazon of Southeast Asia, and there's millions of traffic in these platforms. And you know, when we were looking at these products, the team was very excited because they said, oh look, you know, we have all these people passing through this website, and you know, once we put our product there, everyone's going to buy it. Well, we did a lot of customer testing and we did a lot of rapid prototyping. That wasn't the case. Yes, people go into these platforms, but no, they don't really press on insurance. So you have to make your insurance product make sense. So how do you pair up with insurance into particular products? So maybe travel insurance goes with the travel package online. Maybe a personal accident travel cover, insurance cover goes with the motorcycle helmet sales. So not necessarily, I think we have to think outside the box and think from the customer perspective as to what's needed by the customer. And I think also one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that don't be a know-it-all, but learn it all. So I'm still learning, so happy to hear the feedback about what my presentation and things like that. And I think in the inclusive insurance space, we're still all learning. So, you know, as an industry, we're all moving forward, but let's have an open attitude about new things as well. Lastly, I would like to finish off quickly with a few trends that I'm seeing in the various markets that I work in Asia and Africa. Obviously, it's a bit different for every market. As I said, the context is different. But we're seeing that in digital agility is about quick speed. So how do you sell to customer quickly? As a customer, how do you buy insurance with one click as opposed to having to, you know, fill in a 10-page document, sign in, and then still get a stamp, and then have a letter sent to your mailbox. I think that's not the trend at the moment. And second thing is, how do you pair up insurance with value-added service? So how do you pair up insurance into other products as well? Last but not least, some few products that we've seen in the markets. I know for sake of time, I'll skip most of that, but I think a few things that I'm seeing as very exciting in the market is blockchain technology that we're seeing. It's something that not yet is in the market, but it's definitely coming. Lifestyle apps, so how do you put your insurance, how do we track the number of steps, the exercises that you do to know that you're a healthy person in insurance. And peer-to-peer platform has been a bit of a trendy thing as well. How do you insure as a group with your friends and family as opposed to working only with insurers? So I think as an industry, we have a lot of competition in the space for insurance, but it's also a new and exciting space because it's a space with very low penetration, and there's a lot of work that we can still do. So thank you very much for having me. I'd love to share some opinion and feedback, and thank you for having me.